Hello guys, Loctron here, and today I'm kind of doing something a little different than normal. Even though it's a different game, it's something different than a series. There has been an event within about the past week that has happened in the WoW community. And WoW being, in all honesty, my favorite game, I really do feel the need to somewhat talk about it because it really will, depending on how people look at it, it will affect the way the game will do. For those of you who are on my channel that don't know much about WoW, it's an MMORPG. It's really awesome. It's been going on for over 11 years now. This November it'll be 12. And what happened is the only way you're allowed to play the game is on their servers. It's an MMO, like they ask you to play on their servers. Makes sense. But whenever expansions come out, people can no longer access the old content. And some people prefer the old content. So what happened is some people would make private servers and use those private servers to, like, they would find a way to get the old content or the old expansions or vanilla or whatever onto a private server. Now, there was this one and by the way, before we go on, a private server is completely illegal because it's still using the same, like, it's still using all of Blizzard's intellectual property. It's still using all of their stuff, and it is illegal. By law, it shouldn't be there, even if it's not making money. And what happened is a lot of people don't necessarily like the current state of the game, so they will play on these private servers to experience the older content again. And there's this one server in particular called Nostalrius. You've probably seen something about it. Lizard Squad actually shut down Blizzard for a little bit because of it. Basically, if you don't know, Nostalrius was the biggest vanilla private server. Actually, the biggest private server. And if I'm correct, bigger than even the official WoW retail, like, high population servers. And you might be thinking, oh, it can't be that big. Well, in all honesty, it's pretty dang big. It had 800,000 accounts created, which, that doesn't really mean anything. That just means they logged on, made an account, and that doesn't mean they did anything with it. 150,000 active accounts. Now that's important because that means a lot of people were playing on this. It was run by only 30 people and they were volunteers because this was non-profit, which for holding an MMO that can hold that many active people and not lag, that is insane to only have 30 volunteers, especially considering they had to recreate a decent amount of the code. Their website got like 2 million visits each month. Their website's like number 314 out of all video game category websites, which now, like, as you go down that starts to get slightly less impressive. But the biggest thing is 150,000 active accounts. Now, there are two sides people are saying to this. And I don't think I'm gonna pick and choose. I think I'm gonna say the points for each side and let you decide who's in the right or who's in the wrong. Blizzard, they had Nostalrius shut down. They said, okay, please shut down the server. If you do not, we will be forced to sue due to the fact that this is our intellectual property. Legally, they are 100% allowed to do that. As far as in the eyes of the law, they did not do a single thing wrong. And you could look, and the people on the other side of that are saying that, oh, Nostalrius was like the best thing that ever happened to me. But like most of the time when you hear that, it's because it's biased, because they played on Nostalrius. What I want to hear is, like, people are saying that it wouldn't be a problem if WoW would just do legacy servers, where there are some servers that you can access old content. But there's a problem with that, because if you were to do that, then it would split up the team at Blizzard. Either that, or they would have to hire new people. And yeah, some people will be like, we'll just hire the people at Nostalrius. But here's the thing, if they're working for Blizzard, they're getting a salary. And it would still take a lot of money out of Blizzard's pocket, especially considering, like, yeah, there are 150,000 active users, but that number is that number cannot be translated, because here's the way I think about it. There are two types of people that don't get played into effect there if you're trying to translate that to a real server. You could be translating the people who are literally playing it just because they don't have to pay for it, which are a lot of people, because there are a lot of cheap people out there. I do not doubt that a good majority, well, not good majority, but I honestly believe at least 20% of those accounts would not have played on a server like Nostalrius if you had to pay for it. I believe at least 20%. Probably closer to 40%. And also it's gonna, like, cause problems because, it's gonna take more resources to hold the servers. Either that, or they're gonna have to cut back some of the servers they have now, which I think would be even worse decision. But the other type of people, though, that it's not counting are the people that want to play vanilla, that want to play private servers but don't, because it can get their account banned. Because it is against terms of service to encourage basically piracy. Basically, here's the problem. Like, you're running into the problem of this is piracy. Regardless of if you think Nostalrius was in the right, it is piracy. If you really want to look at it, like, think about it this way. If someone illegally downloaded music, there are some people that would say, oh, that's losing the revenue that the music developers would have made. But if they had to pay for it, do you really know they would have still gotten the music? There are some people that would have, some people that wouldn't have. You can't really determine something like that until you try it. So I really don't think anyone is truly in the absolute right or absolute wrong. Definitely legally, legally, Blizzard is in the right. They didn't do anything wrong legally. But as far as what the fans want, I think Blizzard does need to try legacy servers. Now, I'm not saying have a legacy server for every single past expansion, because as they keep pumping out expansions, that's just going to get a lot more expensive, and I don't think that necessarily needs to be what happens. I think that they need to just try out a vanilla legacy server for a little while. Just see how it works. And I think it would work well. I just think they need to try it. That's the problem. Not, like, I'm not going to say, oh, they need to dedicate everything they have to it. Like, no. Like, just have... I'm sure they could find a few people that currently, like, could be taken off of current projects and try to allocate it to setting up a legacy server. And, like, some people would say, like, oh, but blah 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 this, blah 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 that. I do think they should try it. But, and I just got a message. But here's the problem, though. If they try it and it ends up becoming successful, even though the fan player base wanted it, the problem is it'll be a problem in the long run, because what it means is that, oh wow, this vanilla server is getting really popular, oh, we gotta divide up our team, or oh, this vanilla server is getting really popular. Well, crap, that means people like our older stuff better than what we're currently working on, which is not really, that wouldn't look good on them, and I can understand them not wanting to, like, advertise that, but I don't know, like, I don't really know how I fully feel about the situation. All I know is I think both sides are in the wrong. Legally speaking, Nostalrius is in the wrong, but I do think Blizzard needs to listen to their fans to some extent. I'm not saying they need to make every every type of expansion a legacy server. I'm not saying they need to have like 12 legacy servers per expansion or anything crazy like that. I just think, and I do mean a single, just try it out, a single vanilla legacy server, and like only invite and like kind of have it like they would do beta, like, or no, actually alpha, have very select people invited to it. And that would test it. And also, in order to make up for them having to probably get additional team members, chances are it would still cost. But they're a business. That makes complete sense. I really don't know what else to say other than that's the majority of the situation. If you guys have anything you'd like to say about it, please let me know. I want to know your opinion on it. Even if you don't play WoW, I still think listening to this you could have gathered an opinion. So, yeah, just put it down in the comments below. Hit like if you enjoyed, share if you like the content, and subscribe if you're not already. But anyways, guys, I think that wraps it up for this video. See you guys next time. Peace!